All right. Well, good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, January 28th, 2016. We think we are being recorded within a free Zoom video conference, which is very, very cool. And we're not sure exactly how many organizers are going to be here, but we're going to definitely, I think, be talking about T-shirts. And I'm not sure if there'll be some other updates, but we're limited in this platform to only 40 minutes, and that's actually not a bad thing. So everybody needs to first share one of the best things that has happened to them this school year. I will go first, and then I'm going to throw it to Jonathan, and then we only have four of us. So there's not that many. I think the best thing that's happened actually maybe just I got to go up to Kansas with my wife a couple of weeks ago and do a workshop, and it was so fun to get to help her share what she's doing with her kids and with Seesaw. There's so many great stories, and it was a real highlight. So I don't know, that's one of mine.
It's a good one. On the spot, let's see. I really try to learn the Love and Logic approach. I don't know if you guys ever read that book, but it's phenomenal. And so I'm directly in charge of 7th grade, and I've really worked with my people to talk about expectations and using that common language and stuff. And it's been a blessing to see our discipline referrals just really drop. We see a lot more positive interactions in the hallways between kids, just modeling that behavior. So I guess just on the spot, I'd have to pick that. But
awesome. All right, who do you want to kick it to?
I've never met. It's Shannon, right?
Stephanie,
sorry. Well, now I can. I'm sorry.
it took me a second. I was like, is he talking about me? Yes, Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to kick it to Stephanie then, and I won't do that again. I apologize.
You are okay. Yeah, I'm Stephanie, and I think that probably the neatest thing that's happened to me this year, I'm in a new role. I'm an assistant principal this year. I just left the classroom. And about a month ago, this new teacher that I've really been working with, she was emergency certified and has...
Oh, we lost you.
Had kind of a stressful year. Just hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. And it sped up your voice, so.
Okay.
You're good.
I've just gotten to see her really blossom in the last month and kind of start implementing a lot of the things that we've been talking about and just things I've been modeling for her. So it's been really cool in the last month to really see her just blossom as a teacher. So it's been kind of rewarding. It's seeing the positive of being on the administrative side for sure.
Awesome. That's great. All right. And who would you like to kick it to?
Oh, goodness. How about Amanda?
Alrighty. Well, I think with some of the changes that have happened for me lately, what's really been enjoyable is the effect that I've seen that I've had with relationships with teachers and other administrators that I worked with previously. Recently, I've just had a lot of them calling me asking for continued support and help, and so it's nice to be able to continue that relationship even if you move on to a different site or district or something. So that's been really nice.
Awesome.
Julie?
I don't know. I came late, so I don't know what we're doing.
We're sharing a highlight from the year, so it can be anything.
Oh, this year I've been crazy busy just with a lot of teachers asking for help and really wanting to integrate technology in their classroom and being open to lots of suggestions and ideas. And today I helped a teacher get some ideas for a grant she wants to write. And so just seeing her enthusiasm with all of that, makes me even more ecstatic to help her with this project. And next week we're starting research projects with 1st grade and 2nd grade. So I think it'll be lots of fun.
Wow, that's great. All right. Let's see, who else do we need? We heard from Amanda. Adam's here. Adam has to unmute. I feel so powerful in a video conference when I have this mute button and it says mute all. It's like the dream of the classroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just came on and I totally missed most of it because I have kids in the background.
No, it's all good. We're just sharing a highlight from the year just to start. So,
highlight of the year is
one of them. It doesn't have to be the one.
Let's see. Getting to show teachers new products and then going into their classroom months later and they're still using it. So
Yeah.
Got to see that yesterday and today with Kahoot, so it's pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. All right. And I think that's it. Is there anybody we left out? We got Julie, Jonathan went, Stephanie went. Anybody else? Okay. I think we've got 6 of us. So the main thing to talk about tonight is going to be T-shirts. So Amanda, do you want to tell us a little bit about where we're at? And I think if we have a vote, and we're hoping to move on that, and then we'll see what other updates we have. I didn't actually type out much of an agenda. So after this, let's just go with whatever else we need to update on.
Okay. I put most of the comments in the Google Doc so you can kind of follow along, but I did speak with Miss Smith. She is the one who did the EOC T-shirts. She said she's on board. If we do one color of ink, and I told her it'd be about 300-ish T-shirts, she said it would be $10 each. She said we could pick the color of shirt, so I just went through and chose like 4 or 5 that I liked, but I really, whatever we decide as a group to go with is fine as the T-shirt color, but I posted that in there. She will, once we've decided on the T-shirt and the design, she will have a link that will have kind of like we did last year where it showed what the T-shirt would look like, and then people will pay for it directly to her with like a credit card or whatever, so that takes us out of it once we kind of get it designed and ready to go and tell her what we want. The cutoff date, though, that we definitely need to post on our site when people are looking for T-shirts will be the 17th. That's the last day to order a T-shirt, and also that they're true to size. She said we should post that when people are thinking about going to the link.
Right.
I did get a $250 donation from Beasley's Technology, so grateful for that. And then Jonathan's, one of his teachers, put together these 2 designs for us. And so
Wow.
really the big thing I want to talk about is if we what we need to edit in there. We don't have the date or the year at all. The hashtag says EdCamp, not EdCamp OKC. So there are definitely some things we need to give feedback on.
Yeah. Well, great research, and that sounds like a great price. And I think the fact that that is a February 17th deadline is definitely a reason to try to make a decision if we can tonight, so we can get this thing up as soon as possible. We do have 166, as I just pulled up the Eventbrite, 166 tickets sold. So we have 159 available. So we're basically half full, and that's really good. Our cap is 325, figuring that we'll have some folks that don't show, and a 300 is about what our event capacity is. Comments? What do y'all think as far as the logos or suggested changes, or do logos first? What do y'all think?
On the first one, I talked to him about the one that says EDU OKC. I mean, that was just kind of his, running free as an artist. I asked if we could do EdCamp and then OKC on the bottom, because I really like the OKC that he has on the first design. But he's real on he said it would really, he's going for like the Run DMC look on that shirt, I guess. And he said if you put EdCamp all across the top, it would kind of ruin it. I don't know what you guys think about that. On the second one, I would like to make the O on the OKC the one that he has on the top, if that makes sense.
Jonathan, to piggyback off of what you said, if he made the O on the bottom one like the O on the top, and where the apple is at, I think it'd be cool to have the, is it a hummy? What is it? It's the scissor tail.
Hey, Judy.
Is that right?
A scissor tail?
The thing over
My
the,
tea.
in the, like Oklahoma City, when you search us, that comes up, that art that's off of 40.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
something that's Oklahoma-centric, I guess. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was part of that landscape last year in the T-shirt design. But anyway, I think if we put something that was more Oklahoma City focused there, that would look good too.
And I agree that we need to keep the EdCamp. So I mean that is a cool thing, EDU OKC, but that's not what we are. So I think we need to. If we're going to go with one of them more than the other, I'd say the second one with some tweaks. Now, the dude who's in there and the lady look a little bit serious and like they're not having very much fun there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a Mount Rushmore look. But
Yeah, and Jonathan, you can check on this, but when I was looking at that earlier tonight, I kind of felt like I had seen something like that before. Is it look familiar to anyone else? The woman and the man, or am I dreaming that? Was that like some weird dream I had?
I'm not sure.
You know, I'm totally game with something that's just more straight up Ed Camp. We haven't done one like that. So, I mean, even if we kept the Apple off of the O and we just had it over on the side and it was Ed Camp OKC and then we had the hashtag below, I mean, I think that would be fine.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So are we saying take the faces out?
I would vote to take the faces out and just have the Apple, and Ann Beck has joined us too. So hello, Ann, welcome.
Hello. Can you hear
take
me?
The faces out. We can hear you loud and clear.
This Zoom thing is cool and it's free.
So we're saying take the faces out, use the Apple, and add like a scissor tail or something Oklahoma-esque.
I think so, but also I know you were saying to put the Apple where the faces are, but I like the Apple and the O like Jonathan said, but either way would be fine. The other thing we need in here is the date. So if we did the bottom line, if we did hashtag EdCampOKC on the right, on the left, we could put in that line March 5th, 2016.
Okay.
March 5th.
Other thoughts? Feel free to join in. This is the fun part. And if anybody sees anything that might have a sexual connotation, now is the time to speak up and say it. And for those of you that weren't with us last year, we'll just have to tell you that story.
Can't wait to hear it.
I would also advocate, I like it when the hashtag is spelled with capital letters to differentiate between the different words. Do you guys have an opinion about that?
Like to do EdCamp lowercase and then OKC, the uppercase you're talking about?
Right. Though I typed it like that in the doc if you guys are looking at it, but capital E, capital C, capital OKC.
Yes, that's how I always do it when I write it.
I think that's good too.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Anonymous Monkey likes it like this, they said. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's right. Anonymous Monkey and Anonymous Wolf. All right. Any other thoughts on logo? Who is this that's doing this for us for free? That's awesome.
He's not free.
Okay.
It's one of my teachers. That's
Okay.
He's doing, didn't we say 150, Amanda? Isn't that what we said?
That would be great. Yeah. And that was for everyone to know. We will, we probably, and we could talk about this tonight too, as far as money. I think it's going to be good and we haven't agreed to do this yet. So this isn't like we had a donation and I said I felt good about us going ahead to use some of that donation for the funds. What we've done in our Story Chasers nonprofit is we have 4 board members and we have to have 2 people approve, when we do a purchase. I think it would probably be good to do a similar kind of thing for us. We are going to have 4 of us on the actual document. We're probably going to be able to work with a consensus, but as long as we have 2 people agreeing, and then the way the bank usually works is signatories are signatories, but then we can still have 2 people sign if we need to do checks. We hopefully won't have to actually sign very many checks. But what do you all think about that? Does that sound okay to use some of that Beasley's donation money to pay for the logo? Because last year we had a student do it. The year before I was thinking that we had Mint do it, but maybe not. I don't know. We could look back in our document. But what are your thoughts about that? Is that okay to use 150 for a logo, or?
I agree with that. I just think that to kind of brand it, I would like to see us start using the same, maybe kind of consistency, throughout, so that it'd be maybe worth the
investment,
the money, and just to have that single brand look, That would just be my input.
I was going to say the same thing. I like the idea of putting the Apple and the O on the OKC and using that like a Yankees type symbol that people would expect to see that. And then you would do a different design around it maybe every year. That kind of thing.
I mean, I liked when we had the build, like the Devon Tower, and we had, some Oklahoma City skyline. So because I think we will need something over there on the side if the Apple's not there. So something with the skyline, something with the scissor tail flycatcher, whatever. Then something that's OKC would also be kind of cool. Did you guys know there's like ed camps the next like 3 weeks? There's Tulsa, then there's Lawton, and then there's Denton. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Other thoughts?
Do you want me to put in the design from last year so we can look at that and kind of talk about it or not?
Sure, you can if you want. There you go. So there's the skyline, which is kind of cool.
So actually, we would not want just the Devon Tower.
Right. It would stick out a little bit. And then we would we'd have the same trouble.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe, hopefully not.
Yeah.
I could resist.
Ugh, yeah. We're not going to have that this year. We've all learned so much from that.
Well, what about putting the skyline where the people in the apple are and move the apple into the O?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that's kind of what we're talking about is if the apple moves to the O, we'll need something to fill in over there. And, skyline or something Oklahoma would be good.
Yeah, and I'm okay with paying the guy.
And if we decide that we want to use the skyline, Jonathan, I don't know, but if we move the ed camp down to by the OKC, you could have the whole top area for a skyline if we want to do something like that. But I think if we're going to pay for this, we need to make sure it's what we like and exactly what we want moving forward. Because I agree with Ann, if we're going to pay for this, we want to get what we want. If we want to use it every year, or like Jonathan, you mentioned, just the OKC is our brand, but we want to be able to mix and match or have every opportunity that we can moving forward.
Hey, Addie.
I'm not. Let's see.
Can you bring me my iPad?
I have the power to mute Ann Beck, and I just did. So, Ann, when you're ready to talk, just click unmute. So I'm also open then to maybe not put the date on, because if we don't put the date on, that really opens it up to. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna get donations each year, and a different shirt may be a draw. I don't know, but we could definitely, if we didn't put the date on, then that would make it very usable next year.
But I think even if we put the date on, that's something that we could easily move around, because if it's in that block, you could always black it out and put it somewhere else.
Well, let's ask this time as we pay for this for the original files, like the SVG or the Illustrator, whatever the file is. It's scalable or whatever.
Yeah, he wants us to sign like a contract because he does a lot of professional work. So he's done this before.
Sure.
And then it would become our design. So
yeah, great. And then we can have the original Illustrator file or whatever he's using to do it, and then we can change the date or whatever. So what I would love to do is to, we want to feel good about it. So timeline-wise, it would be great if we could, it's going to take him a while to turn this around, but if it's possible for him to turn it around before our next meeting, I don't know. What's our next meeting? Is that going to be – the sooner we can get this out and have people start to buying them, the better. So do we think it's reasonable that we might be able to do that and give an approval before Thursday, or do you think we need to kind of wait another week, get those things, and we can look at it Thursday to approve?
I think so. He did this on like Tuesday night. So
I think he can turn around quick.
I think so. I want to speak for him because I'm not that talented, but
what?
I would assume that he could.
Okay. So if we do that, why don't we just get the new design in the Google Doc, and then as soon as we can, we'll just. I was thinking about setting up a Voxer actually, and I still may. I think I will set up and have you guys used Voxer?
Yes.
It's like a walkie-talkie, and I'll put a link into the Google Doc that you can join from the app. You'll have to sign up, but then we can. Asynchronously, not being online at the same time or whatever, we can talk and message each other. It can get crazy when you have tons of people doing tons of talking, but I will add that, and we'll see if we can use our Google Doc and our Voxer to talk about it. The thing that's nice about it is you can talk, and it's just faster than trying to text, and everybody can listen. When you're ready to tune in, you can listen to whoever's talked since the last time you talked. So Shelton, my wife and I were, there was an Ed Camp Voxer over the holidays, and it was like it was amazing. It was pretty cool. So they had different rooms about, we were in the green screen one, and there was a, I don't know, a STEM one, a Maker Ed one. Anyway, it was good. So we're kind of like into Voxer now. So that just sounds good. So we've got approval to spend $150. Do we think we have enough clarification on the changes? Jonathan, you want to repeat kind of what it is? And then
Yeah, so I've got take the faces out, use the second design. I guess I put use the apple. I'm going to take that out. Do we agree that we want to put the apple into the O?
Yeah, should you leave it where it says use apple within the O or something like that so it's specific?
I wish I saw a timer. I don't see a clock, so I would think it says 40-minute meeting, but I think we're going to be turned off at 8:40. But
Use apple design from first shirt, add scissor tail or something Oklahoma, either on the, so that'd be either on the left-hand side
or OKC Skyline.
Side or in the back, like OKC Skyline. Add the date, and then, yeah, I thought I had that already. And have it ready by the next meeting. And then add a hashtag EdCamp OKC.
So color is the other thing we haven't talked about. $10 for one color, 11 to 12 if two color.
Of ink, yeah.
Of ink, right. Yeah, we have the color shirt and then the ink. I love blue, so, I mean, if we went with one of the True Royal or True Royal Heather or something like that, and white, that sounds great to me, but what do you all think?
We haven't done anything like that and really make the white pop if you put it against just like a royal blue background. I think that looks kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll offend people if we start going, burnt orange or,
Stay away from the oranges and the reds.
oranges and reds. So that might be.
So royal blue shirt.
Is that okay? Or what else do you all think? I mean, who else has a preference? Adam is nodding his head.
I'm good with the blue shirt.
Julie, are you okay with that? I am loving this Zoom, man.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Do we want the Royal or the True Royal or the Heather True Royal?
I think the Heather True Royal kind of looks cool, but it's a pretty small little.
I like the heather.
I like the Heather too.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let her know that's the color of T-shirt we'd like to do in white lettering.
Okay. Great. And if she can go ahead and start getting everything set up as far as the website and things, and Jonathan can just tell her. I mean, sounds like, maybe, early part of next week. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll be able to do something over the weekend, but our goal would be if we can get this thing online with a link, by the middle of the week, or if it could be the early part of the week, that'd be great. So, and then we can blast out a message. We might talk tonight about what might also go in that email, because we'll send a blast to everybody who's registered up to this point with the T-shirt link first, and then we can talk about what else might go in that. But is there anything else that we need to talk about on the T-shirt, or anybody have any other thoughts or comments?
I think we're good to go in the T-shirt.
Does she have a minimum that we need to have in order to do that price? I mean, or
She said close to around 300. So my guess is if we're at she didn't get specific, but my guess would be like 250 to 300. And so if we don't get that many orders, we can just order.
We could use donation money. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that's the other thing. The $100, how do we want to do that? Do we want to use that for extra T-shirts or for like committee members? Because it's not like last year where we had enough to really significantly impact the cost for so many people.
My recommendation now, because we don't have our account set up, is if Beasley's can go ahead and pay that $150 directly to the designer. Jonathan, if you can get Amanda his information, business information, name, whatever, let's just do that as a direct transfer. And then for the additional 100, we'll ask them to write a check to EdCamp OKC, and then we'll deposit that into our account, which we will be getting set up. Does that sound okay?
I'll talk to them about that. Sure.
Okay, and if that can work, then that'll expedite the payment of our designer. Is our designer anonymous, or is he sharing his name?
I don't know. I guess I can do that. His name's Eric Osborne. He's my art teacher.
Awesome. Well, that's great. That's really cool.
The other thing.
Oh, you froze.
I was like, is that me or okay?
No, she froze. Nope, no, she disappeared. She just got struck by lightning.
And she was in the middle of a thought.
I think Zoom uses a lot of CPU because I got something that said, okay, you're back, Amanda.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to know who's going to drop the art teacher.
Okay. We've got 10 minutes. It just said your free meeting will end in 10 minutes. Please upgrade to a paid account for unlimited minutes. So
get busy talking.
We have 10 minutes to talk. Oh, and there's a timer that came up now. So it's giving me a countdown. But this is all good. We all want to go back to our family. So yeah. Sorry, Amanda.
That's right. Contract. Who's going to write the contract for the art teacher? US?
I think he already has one.
Yeah, if he has one. And then I'll sign it and we'll get, I'll sign it.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
If we have, and we'll put into our meeting minutes tonight, our agreement to pay $150 for that. Okay. Adam, do you have any bank updates or any updates to share tonight?
No, we're just waiting on the number, and then we can move forward from there. So
okay. I'm going to get that. I had intended to have that done by tonight, and I have not. And so I'm going to try to get the number set up tomorrow so that we can hopefully we can have our stuff set up next week. So I'm the hold up on that, and I'll get our EIN and with our minutes and stuff like that, like we talked about. Okay. Does anybody else? I think we can talk about committee assignments, and I don't know if you saw the text from Leslie. She was saying Thursday nights are kind of tough for her, but she would like to be put into a committee. You can kind of scroll back from last time and see, well, actually, were there any other to-dos? Do we have, I guess if we go back and look at our committee assignments, do we have any empty spots where we need to plug somebody in? Where do we stand on the donations? Do we have a treasurer and somebody who wants to kind of take charge of donations and that?
Well, last week we didn't have anybody in charge of it, so that would be a good thing for sure.
Adam, how do you feel about, you're kind of our sign man and printer guy, but you've also got the bank contacts. How would you feel about keeping track of donations? And then, because I think, were you going to set up a PO box, or what did we?
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting that still set up, but yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I've already got some donations here already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be awesome. So then we'll officially have a PO box. It'll come to you. And for deposits, there's no need to co-sign or whatever. You don't have to sign at all, but for checks, we'll have two of our board people sign when we have to do a check, or like we just did tonight, if we can do a direct thing. I mean, that's
even better. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't even have to worry about it. So okay, so I'm going to get you the EIN. So we and with our minutes that we have signed. And then I think I've also I'll take that to the State Department to get our official, our organizational thing. And then we end up applying for the nonprofit stuff later, but we get our business corporation thing from the state as well as our EIN. And then we can do business as far as having our bank account and our checking account stuff. And I'm sure like whatever the cheapest, checking account is with free checks and
oh, sure. Yeah.
Fine.
Definitely.
As far as names, I don't even know if that matters, but you see if you can do it with just EdCamp OKC as the name and not having to list any of our officers on it. And that way, because we're not going to write that many checks, and the officers very well can change year to year. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody? I'm looking down at the list of committee folks going back 2 meetings to the January 14th meeting.
Wes, I know last week we had volunteered Anne to be in charge of the makerspace.
Yes. We did.
And do you want help with that? Would Leslie be a good person to help with that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. And then I was going to tweet out something like we did last year and have, an invitation to schools to bring their stuff too.
Great.
And there's a special feature in the Zoom where I can actually send you caffeine directly, and it sounds like you could use an infusion. So I'm going to push that button right now.
Oh, please do. Yes.
I'm going to use my makerspace over here and build you some.
Yes. Build me a double. Build me somebody that can drive for me.
Yeah, you're ready for the Google self-driving car, aren't you?
I am. I was ready for that in about September.
Okay, well, that'll be great. We'll put Leslie down as a co-chair or a helper for you.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if there's anything else. Has anybody heard from Erin Barnes?
She added to the document, didn't she? And said
she's on for prizes and swag. Did she add anything for this time, or
no? She emailed and said that she's having back surgery tomorrow, but she wants to help and just tell her what to do or something like that.
Okay. One of my thoughts with prizes, especially if we get more cash donations and things, I would love it if we could use some of that money to get some cool digital gear. I've been getting used iPad Air 1s. I just got a 64 gig for $360 at CDR Electronics on South 240. I don't know. We have 4 minutes and 2 seconds, so we may not have enough time to talk about it now. But maybe we can talk about that next week as far as how we want to use those funds. Because I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have all the little stuff, but man, I'd rather see some people get some iPads or
Chromebooks,
or some drones, or Spheros or iPad Palooza. That's a whole different deal. That's not an ed camp, but it's just cool when you have fun tech gear like that. That's not a t-shirt. T-shirts are fine, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wes, I wanted to tell you that Jeffrey Beasley also told me that if we need any kind of technology stuff like Arrow Hives or anything like that they would supply that for us on Saturday if we need it.
Okay. We got 3 minutes left. Adam and Julie, we talked about that. Has Eric said anything else, or as far as upgrades, or where do we think we stand? Do we want to ask a vendor to help out with any of that, or do you think we're going to have the saturation or whatever density to handle?
Eric says everything's good to go, and there's wireless in the auditorium and in the cafeteria, and he says everything is good to go. So
will someone be available for who would have access to things, like if they needed to give more IPs or do something? Because that would really be great if we could have somebody who had that power.
Right.
That happened at Miami Device this year, where they thought they had everything, but everyone shows up with 3 devices, so they had to actually give more IPs to the in the system. And
right. Yeah, we can look into that.
Okay, we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. This is great, man. We're not going to run forward soon unless someone wants to start paying. Is there anything else burning that anybody can think of that we need to talk about together?
I need to know, is our schedule set in stone?
No. Well, we can totally talk about that and change it. It's right now we're just talking about networking, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon with a app Smackdown after lunch. That was
right. I'm trying to figure out when the superintendent knew his secretary said he's free that weekend, but I want to give him an exact time so he doesn't, get filled up with something else or whatever. So if we can find out the exact time we want him to be there and how long, then I can go ahead and have her put that on his calendar. We're
about to disconnect. So I'll copy the agenda or the schedule from last year into the Google Doc, and then let's just kind of have some comments and talking. Because I think we can probably stay fairly close to what we had last year.
Right.
Okay. I think we're going to cut off. Thanks everybody for your time. We will be here at 8:00 again. Stephanie, thank you for being here. We're excited to have you with us. And if you could tweet me your Twitter ID, I'll put you on the organizer list or whatever on our site. Okay. So please keep tweeting it out. Tell people. We'll talk to Tammy about a flyer, because hopefully we can have a printable flyer to give, and just keep getting the word out. We're halfway full. and we doesn't feel like we've hardly done anything as far as, getting the word out. So I'm pretty sure we're going to fill up. I told our faculty about it today. And so as we tell people about it filling up, then, we're going to fill up. It's going to be full with a waiting list, and Eventbrite will take care of that automatically for the wait list if people ask. So they can still register. It's just that if it's full,
They're on the wait
we'll
list.
have to cancel in order for them to get a ticket. So,
Sounds
okay.
good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Over and out.
All right. See ya
Good night.
next week. Bye-bye.